Excuse me, sorry. I did a video a minute ago and it sucked because it cut off because my storage was too much. I had to delete some videos. Blah, blah, blah. Love technology. Anywho, let's talk about some stuff today. I want to get into it. Let's just spill some tea. My tea? Yes. It's talking about love. I love love, but who doesn't, right? That's what we're here for. Love. A few are using it wrong or not doing it right or not caring or just... Not everybody works for the light, right? But God bless them. But for the most part, we're all here to rock it and do good. And I'm here to do my part. Work on myself, get better, become the light for the world. Be a light worker. I talked about in the last video about, the heartache, right? The thing that really set me off on my spiritual journey big time. I mean, that's usually what happens when you meet somebody that powerful. They're not your soulmate, they're a karmic that kicks ass. Whether it's they mimic you because they're that powerful themselves. I mean, wherever she is and however she is, she's going to be an amazing person when she grows and finds herself and controls the demons and gets rid of all the toxic fuckers around her. That's what everybody's doing right now. Everybody's searching for their soulmate, searching for their truth. At the same time, you gotta love yourself. That's your true soulmate is yourself because it's part of you, right? So you gotta love yourself. And then I learned the hard way. And I want to talk about just a few of the amazing teachers that I've had. There was the blonde girl that I don't even remember her name. She was 18, I was 16. It was Scotts Flat Lake in California. God bless her. She was very gentle and very Marilyn Monroe-ish, kind of very hot body. Anyway, long story short, thank her for that first experience. It was amazing. Campfire. I think I went into it in a previous video, doing a striptease on the front of a boat. I was 16, but you know what I mean? I didn't give a shit. I was taking advantage of the situation. I had two beautiful women on the boat. My boy was just not doing anything, so I had to step it up. So I jumped up and started stripping. And it worked. I got laid. First time. Anyway, God bless her. Anyway, then there was, let's see, Lisa. I'm not going to say her last name because she probably doesn't like me or doesn't want nothing to do with me, which is fine. God bless her. We had our fun. She was an amazing woman. I met her through my buddy Tony, who was a hairdresser and flamboyantly gay. I love him. And his ex-lover Matthew introduced me to her. Actually, I was going with my buddy Joe, who was living downstairs from Tony. Long story short, so I was going. I decided to go with Joe, and we were going to take Matthew back to Davis from Sacramento. And you gotta see Tony's fucking car. It was a big old caddy, a white. It was a land yacht, a fucking land. It was like the same thing in Tu Wong Fu, that big old boat, man. So cruising that thing was fucking cool. So we're in the back seat just chilling with the top down, right? And Matthew sees me and he instantly goes, "You would be perfect for my sister." I'm like, "Wow, okay, cool." I was like, "Thank you," right? And so yeah, I was like, "Cool." And sure enough, we set up a date and watched a movie, and I didn't think she'd give two rats ass about me the whole time we were watching the movie. There was no extra attention. We were talking, everybody was conversing. Joe was doing his best, boy. He was going for Lisa. I think he was a little disappointed with that one. But she asked me if I wanted to walk her to the car. I was like, sure. Walked her downstairs, and she planted the most amazing kiss on me. I was like, whoa. Caught me off guard, but I responded well. I recouped, and went over to her house the next Wednesday. It was awesome. I was young and didn't have a lot of money, didn't have a car at the time. Downtown Sac, so I didn't need one. But I remember taking the light rail out to her place. And on the way out, I robbed about 13 gardens. I had a fucking bouquet when I was done. And I actually got caught in one place. I felt so stupid. Anyway, but yeah, she loved it. It was adorable. I just showed up with this fucking bouquet of beautiful flowers. Anyway, it was an amazing first night with her. It was super romantic. We were sitting by the fire. We were playing chess, and she kicked my ass, and that sucked. But anyway, it was funny because we were just talking forever. You could feel we were vibing hard. Yeah, it was working, right? And she says to me, she goes, just so you know, I'm not sleeping with you tonight. I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm gonna sleep on the couch. I'm cool. I think an hour later, I'm not gonna get into it, but it was cute. But we had an actual relationship. It wasn't a one night stand. It was a summer love. It broke up and didn't end well. But mostly, I think it was just we were too young, and it was passion, and it burned out. And she was digging other guys, and I was obviously wasn't completely faithful, and it was just yeah. It just, but I think with her, she walked away hard. She, I remember the day she broke up with me. I was getting off a light rail with her, and she was gonna stay on and go home, and I was going to work at Brannigan's. I was a busser crossing the Capitol in Sac, and she gave me a great kiss, and I was like, wow. And I got off, and the small guy was like, "You're a lucky man." I'm like, "Yes, I am." And an hour later, she called and said, "Don't come over. I don't see you no more. You know, if you have anything, I'll have somebody drop it off. Whatever's mine, you can drop off when I'm not here." And I was like, "What?" She caught me off guard hard. Talk about just a knife in the heart, right? And I saw her later on, and she looked so amazing. Like a month or two later, she was just glowing, and I was just still a piece of shit. I was just miserable and just broken hearted. And she was glowing like the sun. She'd been with some other guys. She was obviously already moved on. And she saw me, and instead of just being sweet and walking by and smiling, she decided to come give me a hug. And yeah, I was just, oh my God. Yeah. I was on my way to see my buddy Tony, the guy that actually, the reason why we were together. And he had a little shop where he cut hair, and it was an old barber shop in Old Sac. Not Old Sac, but close to it. And I think below the Marriott. But anyway, and they had the old barber chairs, and I walked in, and I just sat down, and I was emotionally drained. I was just, yeah, it was not a good day. And he just goes, "You look like you saw a ghost, man." I was like, and I told her, I was like, yeah, I ran into her. He was like, sorry. But yeah, he understood art. Some people can understand it and just sympathize, right? She was an amazing woman. Taught me about it. First time I wrote poetry was for her. And the second poem I wrote was for her brother, Matthew, after he passed. He was dying of AIDS and cancer. This was early 90s. That broke my heart, Joe. It's his funeral, man. I cried like a bitch. I didn't care. I loved him. He was funny. He'd always come. She was always the one family member. He had brothers and all that stuff, but nobody. So he would always come over and hang out with her, and I would be there, and we'd bullshit. I didn't give a shit. I wasn't scared about that crap, so I'd hang out with him. I wasn't. Some people were weird back then about AIDS, so I didn't give a shit. He was an amazing guy, and it's like one of the first people I've actually got to contact with the person that passed, and it just broke my heart. This was after we broke up too, so I was invited to the funeral after she already broke my heart. So, and it was funny because I gave her the poem. I wrote the poem the morning of the funeral. It was called Truest Freedom, and I can't quote it, but it was really beautiful. It was about the truest freedom is at your last breath. But I gave it to her, right? And I walked away. I didn't want to, because I was just next, right? So I went and sat with my buddy, and we're talking, and she came up and talked to me. And she goes, "This is really beautiful." She said, "Where'd you get it?" Who was the poet, right? And I told her it was me. She was probably surprised it was me, I guess. She was surprised. It was a beautiful poem. But her brother inspired me. And I was already heartbroken for her, but that was just for him. It was just lost my friend. But amazing woman, a good teacher, and I learned a lot from her. And then there was Jennifer. I'm gonna say Jennifer Beach. She's probably remarried. She's probably married by now, so it doesn't matter. She was another one. A good lover, great lover, very sweet. Had a little dog that hated me. Had a mother that hated me. She was the father. I don't even know about that. If it was in the bitch or whatever. But the mom was very tight knit and on her, very tight rein. And we fell in love, and she was a marine biologist. And our first conversation was about animals and what I thought of them. And I said I have nothing but respect for them. They're just sometimes they're better than people. A lot of times. And intelligent, they just don't talk. And that was before I knew she was a marine biologist. And she looked at me after that. She looked at me really like, yeah. I didn't realize that was like her, that was her go. she's a marine biologist. I just telling her what I thought. The guy she was seeing at the time had no respect for animals, and he told her that. So he didn't last. She was actually, she left him and got hold of me really soon after, which was interesting. And she was like, yeah, she was an amazing, passionate woman. And she had to go to, she wanted to study orcas, so she had to go to Juneau, Alaska. So she had to leave, and I couldn't go with her. And that was the first time she was away from home. And Juneau's a party town. So she started partying, her roommates were partiers, it was just a wild time. And here I was just heartbroken over missing her, and she was distracted by guys, by drinking, by girls, by dancing. Some guys were answering the phone. It was really just real dicks. But it was just like, yeah, at some point it was just fucking, it was a slow dagger in the heart. And she pulled it out. God bless her. She ended it. She was like, it's over. I'm like, okay. I didn't want to think about her being with other guys anymore anyway, because that's what all I was doing was like, she's out every weekend dancing, and guys are in her dorm leaving messages on the machines. Yeah, her roommate was a bitch. But God bless her. She was, she taught me how, she was the first person that made me want to be around, to believe in family. Because my family's fucked. I don't even want to go there. It's like some weird fucked up royalty. I don't even want to get into it. But yeah, I mean, everything you could ever imagine from the Tudors. That's my family. So toxic as fuck. A lot of narcissism, a lot of toxicity, a lot of self-indulgence, a lot of just unaware zombies, man. But a lot of people like that. I don't want to pick on my family. A lot of people like that, but that's a lot of families. So get away. Do what you can. Find your bliss somewhere by yourself. But yeah, that broke my heart when she broke up with me. But I wasn't gonna leave her, so she had to do it. She had to be the one to pull the trigger, right? And then there was the last. Talk about a crusher, man. Yeah. But I should have known better, man. You don't tempt fate. If a person's taking, you walk on. Tough breaks. Or call me in 5 months when you're done away from them and you've gotten, fix yourself, or because you got to have separation. I was literally, this is the thing, when I divorced my wife, I literally on purpose didn't even think about dating for a year and a half after we separated. I wasn't seeing anybody when we broke up. I was just miserable. I'm like, I'm done. I was just, you know what it was? I'll tell you though, we're spilling tea, babe. She walked into the room. I was getting ready for bed, and I was laying in bed, and she walked in the room, and it broke my heart because she walked in the room and it wasn't the person I wanted. And I knew it. Everything inside me knew it. And I literally, my heart broke. It was the fucking weirdest feeling. I just looked at her and I just tried to breathe, and I grabbed a pillow and a blanket and said, I'm gonna go sleep on the floor. She was like, what? And that was the end of it. She didn't get it. She didn't understand. I tried to talk to her about it. I said, you're not the one. I said, I gotta go. And I gotta get the fuck out of the way so some other guy who's supposed to be here can be here. And it hurt. It broke my heart because I felt bad too. I did. I was like, but I had to be true to myself, and it just was not happening. I mean, we were like 6 months without even kissing. Fuck that, right? I don't even know what that was. But that's not passion. That's not what you need. So that one ended. And I was very patient with her too. The first person I started dating, didn't even sleep with the lady yet. It's just somebody I worked with. She was like, that's the bitch she left me for. This was almost 2 fucking years later. Yeah, redheads, right? But anyway. But yeah, this last one really did a number on me hard. And the fucked up part is she just didn't have the courage to just leave all the toxic bullshit behind. But I didn't understand myself. So she destroyed me so I can be reborn to my true self in a weird way. And I'm going to pray that she finds herself, that her metamorphosis, whatever she goes through in life, to be a better person. Because the hardest part is owning up to your shit. And when you own up to your stuff, the things you've done, then the rest is cake. Because you get a clean slate. You can start fresh. You can fuck, everything else doesn't matter no more. It's all the past. All I have to deal with is this moment and the future. how I act in the future. That's all you got to worry about. And forgive yourself, forgive others, and move the fuck on and enjoy your life. And that's what I want for her, and I want for everybody. I'm not one of those vindictive, bitter, fucking stalking bullshit. And she told me she chose somebody else over me. I walked away. I said, fuck, I'm not gonna sit here and pine and try to fucking do an affair bullshit. I'm not a third party person. I don't do that. I wouldn't have kissed her if I'd known she had a man in the first place. Like I said, they don't come with labels. Lesson learned. Woo, shit. I'm still picking up the pieces 10 years later, right? I don't know if I'll ever have another affair or relationship. How desperate am I for affection? Yeah, it's been fucking, 8-9 years? I could use a cuddle. But at the same time, I know what that cuddle leads to. It leads to heartbreak for somebody. If there's not mutual give and take, if there's not mutual desire, not mutual respect, somebody's gonna be left heartbroken. And I'm not about to do that to nobody. I'm done breaking hearts and done having my heart broken. So, good talk. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Fog burned off a little bit, sweet. I'm gonna spend my tomorrow selling my art. Saturday morning, go to the town square and sell my art and see what happens. Woo, wish me luck, people. Love and light. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. I'm gonna give you a little slice of heaven right here. Some lighthouse work way off in the distance. Have a wonderful day. Love you, people.